Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm not gonna do the intro where I say my name because obviously last week Flames had a problem with it. But we start with a new segment on our show where we do interviews, and this is something that I was looking forward to very much, right? So we brought someone in that I felt like this have to be the first guest on our show because it's, for me, it's a very big honor to have you here. And can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Reedaah September. I'm well known in the football industry as Doggy. I've been in football for most of my life, and I've played a bit of football. You know, all of us, our goal is to become a professional. Unfortunately for me, due to injury, I had operations on both my knees, and it kept me up. But there's a lot of things that I've learned, and I would like to share today.
Okay.
First of all, we want to know how you doing. How you doing today?
Now I'm
I see the guy got the haircut.
You know, that is vital. They say presence is last. First impressions, that's important. So I had to call my barber and he had to pull a few strings and he had to make sure I look at least.
Okay, now present the boy.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. And where did you start with your football career? Like, what age did you start your career at?
So, okay, obviously I started playing football when I was 9-10 years old. My first ever club I played for was Premier United. It's now currently an Overpark. So funny enough, I started off as a goalkeeper. So being a goalkeeper, I think that was the only position that was open. And I saw the opportunity and I went into it. I said, I will be a goalkeeper because there was a lot of players. And I stood goalkeeper for most of my young age, like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then while I was standing goalkeeper, the B team would always needed a player to fill in. And I started playing striker there. Funny enough, I came on the B team, one of the top scorers as a striker. And that same year when I started playing striker, I got selected to be the goalkeeper of the board team, but I was playing striker. So, and at the time, Reedaah Anthony of Overpark, he was the board coach. So he didn't have a choice to choose me as the goalkeeper, but I was playing striker. So, yeah, and then I came, you know, some of us, we intend to grow and develop late in our football career. Like for me, some boys, you know, you will look at him 10, 11 years old, you will say, no, this boy's gonna make it, you know. And they will, in the early age, they'll get into the clubs like Ajax at the time, Santos at the time. I think that was the two clubs that had academies. Hellenic also. So I wasn't one of them. I only started 15, 16 year old. I started making a name and people were started looking out and talking about me. And I went to Santos trials like 4 or 5 times. I only made it on the 5th round with Keith America. The reason I think why I made it because he saw me by every trial every year. And then he just took the chance and said, you know, let's give this boy a chance. I went there, I played for 6 months and I made a very stupid decision and I went to go play for an Overpark in the Bale without telling Santos. Because I didn't make the Bale team because at the time they had a very good Vodacom team. That year they also won the Vodacom League with Gregory Rolf, Rosé Kamil in them, and Junaid Juju and Zurich. So they all, Munib Mohammed, they all came down to play Bale and I didn't make the squad. Then I went just there without permission and they released me. And then after that, started playing, kept at the Overpark, played under 17, played. And I went to go play senior when I was 18. I went to go play senior at Salderwa Blackpool. And then there was a guy, Ransom Rennell, very good. They called him Currency. He's currently at Evan Rangers. They had to see that guy. I think that was one of the best midfielders I ever saw in my life.
I know him.
That guy was, and he created me opportunity to go to Steenberg. Came at Steenberg, 19-year-old Bok. We all know Bok, Dennis, whatever. So Bok came in there, first training session, Bok said, no, I'm gonna sign this boy. Alright, I got signed. I was shocked because I never expected to play in Steenberg because now I got a salary. I'm 19 years old. First time I'm getting a salary. I never played a full LFA Super League season. And here I am at Steenberg, one of the clubs that is going for the league.
Yeah.
I played with the likes at Steenberg, with the players like Marcelino Fransman,
Okay.
Tommerik October, Leonard Kersner, L'Oreal Brown. Coach Sykes was our coach at the time.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Sykes just came into the senior setup,
Yeah.
coaching and that. And okay, we didn't have the facility. And I think if we did have the facility, Coach Sykes would have been actually fantastic with that team that we had, because we had all the experience, we had very good youngsters. So yeah, playing there, seniors, right, playing Vodacom, right, got the injury on the knee. Mike came in, because Sykes got fired. Mike came in, Mike released all of that players. So we were only 15 players because he already calculated that we can't get relegated in the league. So he released all the majority of the overs, Marcelino, them and all those guys, and he kept the unders. He wanted to release me, but the boss, Mr. Ferdy, we all know him as Ferdy, he refused because I was one of the good youngsters. Kept me at the club, paid me, still paid. That's one thing, because there's a lot of speculations that go Steenberg never paid players when you get injured or when the league is not gonna. That's not true. And I experienced that. That wasn't true, because he paid me.
So they still supported you.
He still supported me. I had operation the Monday, the Tuesday. I got out of the hospital, still in hospital. The Tuesday we got paid. My mother then went to fetch my money. He sent it with some luxuries for me, and he sent a message and whatever, and he called me as well. So a lot of people that will speak bad about certain people. That guy, Mr. Ferdy, I'll never forget him, and I'll always have respect for that guy. The guy, throughout that operation, he gave me money to go for physio, and it's a lot of things, and people said a lot of bad things about the club and about him. But I experienced
and
that.
you experienced firsthand, yeah.
You know, like for me personally, and up until today, where I am today, in my career of still football, my passion, coaching, scouting, you know, trying to help players. I always stick with this, is like, you can't believe what the next person says. Like, people will talk bad about you, but now you didn't experience that stuff.
I agree.
So I go and get involved with it because I want to experience it through.
What you speak.
And now I can judge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And today, a lot of us, we don't do that. And I think that's the problem in our football industry today, where people get bad-mouthed, then we believe what that people say, then we don't want to get involved. But we don't even know that that person can take us to places where we can't take ourselves.
Okay, yes.
You know, so I'm currently coaching now. So that's a bit of my football career. I am still playing here and there. I'm currently coaching. I'm also working. I'm a venue manager at Fives Football here at Vanguard. So I run that venue for Fives. I do coaching in the community. I try to create opportunities for players. I am a scout at Cape Town Spurs. Do extra. I scouted one boy, and I think this boy made the doors open for me at Cape Town Spurs, so I get recognized. This boy's name is Yusrik. Can't get to his surname. He's from Bonteville.
Simons.
Yeah, I think so. This boy, so I took him. I made videos about him. I sent it around. At the time, one of my friends that's by Ubuntu, Kimi, he asked me about this boy. So I said, oh, the boy, I already sent it to Duncan. And Duncan said we should bring the boy for the training session. Didn't impress. No, that's how it goes. If I come into a setup like this, I never trained with a kit on. I never was in a setup like this. We get nervous. The boy doesn't impress. I told him, look here, give this boy a chance. You've got nothing to lose. Luckily, the under 12 Coach Krompis, well experienced coach. All these guys, Samir Douti, Tolani Serrero, Latswayo, Dylan Klaassen, came out of his hands. So all the Boere, them all come out of his hands. So this guy, he told me, you know what? I'm gonna give this boy a chance. And I told him, look here, we got nothing to lose. He's only 10, he's turning 11. If he doesn't develop, we can at least give him the chance. Gave him a chance. Today, that boy is one of the top strikers in the club.
He's the next big one.
He's the next, must be. Because the coach he told me, this boy reminds me of Benny when he came here. Benny was scoring, that boy.
But I've seen videos of him, he's very good.
Very good. They speak about him until today, like he was playing in the final of the Tigerberg League.
Yeah.
he played against, you know, Table View. You
Yeah.
got some Germans there.
Yeah, yo,
This guy was like 3 times his height, and he turned this guy like that was probably that boy's nightmare game because you couldn't get Yusrik.
Yeah.
Yusrik was just here and just so small. So yeah, that is basically where I am in my football career. You know, still trying to develop and still trying to grow. You know, for me, it's a very good experience to dealing with players and speaking to them on a regular basis, like Luke, Bartman, Faiz, Mo, Doggy, Lee, Janino, Suaib, Clyde, Combi. Who's still there? Siviwe, Aiden. Now ask them, there's so many names and so many talent at the club, and I think these boys that I just mentioned, they don't know their talent themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And if they should know their talent and what they can do and what they can bring for the club, majority of them can make it into the PSL easily.
But it's a consistency also, that's the problem.
Yeah. So let's go to the second question. You spoke now a lot about where you came from, how it all began. What was your first memory of football? What made you fall in love with football? What do you think?
My first memory,
The first one, and what made you fall in love with the game? Because we all know football is a beautiful game.
You know, I think personally for me it is like in our communities where we come from, we would stand outside, we would see like how we play, they call it the pitch. We play in the pitch. So in our pitch, just listen to this. In our pitch, we had, you know, a gravel patch. And this is where I became a goalkeeper. This was before I played for the club. So we had the gravel pitch. In the gravel pitch, they had a black patch of sand. So they call that the Duksan. So if you can play in our circle, that's our home. We play in the Duksan. And you will play in the tar the next. So that keeper's scared to dive.
You have the
so I can dive and there was times when we played and then it's raining outside and my mom would say, "Julle gaan nie buitekant toe nie." And you are literally crying because everyone is outside. I want to be the Duksan. You know what I'm saying? So I think that made me fall in love, and that made me, you know, told myself, you know what, I need to go play for a club. You know, back in the day when we were younger, I mean, we all can relate to that. How the life is today and how it back then for our mother and our father, it was very tough that time. You know, I think we were like 6 children. 4 was in the house, 2 was married at the time. So it was difficult. My father always used to work. There was basically, if I had the support structure that I was supposed to get, there's no problem with my mom and my dad. Because of the situation, they had to do what they had to. But if I had that support structure, like me, taking me there, taking me here.
Like some kids have today.
Easily in academy, easily in the PSL, easily probably in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like today, if you look at today, I mean, I know you very well, what you do for your boys. We didn't have that back in the day. And the boys, they don't realize that, what you do for football. I mean, all 3 of us are in football. But the boys, they don't realize what they get and what we got back in the time. You know, and that stood out for me how, and up until today, for me personally, one of my values is always motivating. That's positive.
100%.
I would never give someone, and this is where the confusion comes in football. When you criticize people, they take it as negative. But there's a difference between positive criticism and negative criticism. For me, I don't talk about negative criticism. I positively criticize you. And then I explain to you this, that you will understand. You know what I'm saying? And I think majority of the players and boys that I'm busy with now, luckily for them, they're getting that from me. And I think it's putting them a step beyond others. Like I have a direct link with Cape Town Spurs. I can go in there, I can speak to the under 12 because I can speak to Duncan, I can go sit there with Sam. You know, all these people I'm naming now, I can tell I have a player. I said, okay, when can we have a look at him? Just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, besides that, the question that you just asked me now, the main thing for me falling in love was the Duksan, raining days. That made me fall in love with football.
At least you have exclusive to the Duksan now.
So okay, the next question is, we've heard about your injuries that you picked up at that age of 17, 18.
2021.
20, yeah.
Okay.
So now, was it difficult, that setback? Like, is it something that changed your whole career? How did you deal with that setback at the time?
You know, I wouldn't want any football player upcoming to go through that. That is one of the worst injuries ever. And they call it a nightmare to any, like, football, American football, rugby, soccer, tennis, all these where you need to do agility movements,
Yeah.
quick movements. It's the worst. And if I'm going to explain to you this injury, you will be shocked. If you tear your ACL and your meniscus, this part from here down is paralyzed for 5 seconds. They can't touch you.
Yeah.
And I think why they call it, you need to be strong in your mentally when going through that process, is because the pain you felt when it happened, the shock, the way you feel your knee moving out of place and popping back in, and when you go to the operation, the pain in that. Majority, I know a lot of guys in football that went through that process, never got back to football.
Because they
Mentally they weren't strong. Luckily for me, and I think this is what helped me when I was working for Woods back in the day. Woods educated. I would advise any matriculant or anyone that wants to become a better, not manager, a better leader, because Woods is all about leadership.
Yeah.
They teach you, they actually prepare you to go and sit with any type of bosses, big people speaking about business and how to conduct yourself as an individual. And I think Woods, I would advise anyone to go and work for Woods, at least for a year. And you will get sent to these type of things. And that's what made me mentally strong, because I always want motivate. You had to be motivated in Woods.
Yeah.
You needed to have that. And I was a controller, an early morning controller. I had my own team. I need to, when the morale is down, I need to do that. I need to, how do I get ways to get them to perform on the best level? And I mean, that is what's going to help me in my football career. Like the majority of the guys there at the fives, they call me Pip. You know what I'm saying? In the coaching, I can, wherever I go and wherever I get involved, I dominate. Where I'm just making an example, like I was in Athlon LFA as a coach. I went to Triple S. I took Triple S into the last 16 of the cup without training, without quality players. I started in that team with 2 under 14 boys and 2 under 16 boys. One of the under 14 boys, Thurston Johnson, he got signed the next year at Cape Town Spurs. He's currently there now. I went to Jamestown, same thing, coaching and whatever. We also won the leagues. We won 4 leagues there. So my belief is always, and my mental, why I could come to this injury. I'm not arrogant, but I believe when I take on something, I'm going to do this the best than anyone else. You know what I'm saying? So going through that injury was one of the worst moments, and luckily enough, I had 3 operations, and I'm still playing today. There's guys on today, 1 operation done, football is done. Doesn't have that self-motivation, then mine isn't strong. I had 3, I came now for my 3rd one, and now currently I'm done with competitive football playing. Just keep it simple, because I don't want to go again through that process. You know, so like I said, I wouldn't advise anyone
to be in that
situation. And when and the thing that puts you in that situation is when you're undisciplined, you don't train on your own, you want to party, you want to be late up at night, go out, your body needs the rest. So that is the most important thing, to look after yourself when you're in football and you want to become a professional.
Just on that note, young footballers, please take note of what the guy is saying, because like partying, like your body needs a recovery after a game. You need to sleep, you need everything you can. So take in what he's saying at the moment. But you told us you were busy with scouting now and you're coaching. How did you come into that though? How did you?
Yo, nice question. So okay, I came into scouting when I had the operation last year. I was laying in bed, thinking about what do I really want to do in football? How can I be an asset? And how can I add value to the communities? And before my operation, I did some work with Cape Town City, with Byron Cottle, my friend. He actually got me the way in there. Not in as a scout, but recommending players. that position you get called the tip giver. So you will tell Grant, we all know Grant Hitch. You will speak to Grant, say, look, I got the player, he will ask you a lot of questions about the player. Come, what's the player? If he's happy, not. If like becoming a young scout and coming young into the game, one thing about Grant Hitch, he always educates you in scouting. He tells you what to look out for, where to look out, what do you need to see, what do the play, and it's a lot of things. And for us today, if I say you a scout, if people say, nah, I can scout the player, it's not, you don't look only at the player, is he good on the ball?
You need to have
And there's certain details that there's certain boxes he must be able to take off. So I was laying at home and I was thinking what I'm going to do, because now the mind is running. And I just wanted to keep my mind busy because to get over and I want to start walking because I'm crutches. I can't go to the bathroom properly. My wife needs to help me. My children needs to help me. The baby daughter always come to me. Then she kiss my leg very hard and it pains, but I can't see it. Always try to help daddy, you know. Then I spoke to my friend, Wade Crowe, Duncan Crowe's son. Very good friend of mine. We played together at Santos. We played fives together. We were in this group, boys group, Dylan, with the likes of Said Abrams, Munib Muhammad, Brandon Joshua, Zayn Abrams, Wade Crowe, Yusuf Mart, and Nuzat Pale. So we fives, we played futsal together, you know. So I spoke to him, I said, you know what, Wade, can you help me? He said, hey dogs, what's up? I said, please man, can't you speak to your dad? I think I can be the next big thing at Cape Town Spurs, the best scout, because I've been doing it and I explained to him I've been doing it at Cape Town City and whatever, blah blah blah. So he said, okay, you know what, I'm not going to promise anything, I'll speak to my dad. 2-3 days after that, I messaged him again. He said, didn't my dad contact you? I said, no, not yet. I said, okay, when I get at home, I'm going to speak to him. He messaged me back, he said, listen, you know what, my dad is quite busy that time, they were just coming in the running to win the league. Quite busy, there's a lot of things happening at the club. He said you should give him a call. Boop, I call him. So now he's chatting to Duncan Crowe, the head of youth. And that's how it became.
In and out?
Not really, because I know who Duncan Crowe was. There wasn't actually nerves. The main thing was for me, I always say, when I get the opportunity and I make sure I sell myself properly. I don't give you the chance to still, I'm gonna think about it. I just tell you the right things. And I give you the opportunity to do, you know what, I need to take this guy. He told me come down. At the time I was still on crutches. I told him, okay coach, I still have a month or 2 left on crutches. After he said, no, don't, I didn't know you had a operation, but don't rush it. Whenever you're ready, you give me a call. I give the man a call, I went down. Right, so we started chatting. I come there, and the first thing that he introduces me to to all the other people there. I would like you to meet Reedaah, our new head scout. At the time, Louis was still there. You know, currently we also don't have a head scout. Louis retired and whatever. But it's because what I told him, I'm your next big thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got into Cape Town Spurs scouting. You know, it's like I say, the journey up until now, it's fantastic. Getting recognized by high-level Tyron Arendse. I never spoke to that guy ever in my life. I'm literally dealing with him currently now. And I always admired him when he was playing. Andy creating opportunities for me in the club. You know, Grumpy's them, Ricardo, Jesse. Those all the coaches that they show a lot of respect for me. And I show them double that respect.
You know, both ways,
So that is how I got into Cape Town Spurs scouting and here and there.
Okay, so the thing, I love your energy, so I want to know what keeps you motivated. Like, what is something for the people to know, like, what keeps you motivated, keep going every day?
You see, what keeps me motivated is firstly my family, my children. You know, people always pose the question to me, say, Ray, almal se kinders in die rond, when are you having a boy? Say, well, the football gods might bless you one day. You know, inshallah.
You
know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? Maybe Allah, the man above, He uses us in different ways. You know. If I should get tomorrow a son, I'll probably just focus on him. And which means I would cause unfairness to the other boys around in our communities
Yes,
that's
yes,
struggling. So hopefully, a man above, He will bless me with a son, but also making me realize that I shouldn't forget about the ones that also needs my help.
Yes, yes.
And in my community, everyone knows me for football. People come knock on my door. My son will speel, and I tell them, yeah, but I don't have my own club. I think I have my own club.
Okay.
You know, so that keeps me motivated. The community, what we face in our communities.
True.
I mean, last week, a boy of 4, 5, 6 years old got shot in a crossfire. That was one of the most saddest things, and it's a boy. Luckily enough, I heard that they were playing soccer in the street, if I'm correct. I don't know if it's true. But just look, what do the small boys want to do in our community? Positive things, football. And football in South Africa keeps our communities alive. I mean, you can speak about it when it's Sunday league here in Pontyville. There's 4 or 3 different fields that there's a Sunday league. Each Sunday you can go there. Okay, Sundown speler. Okay, now I'm gonna watch Cape Town. That's Pontyville. Same thing in Nova Park. The Sunday leagues that's happening there. It's like you can go every time and go watch.
Football is part of the culture.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, the main thing that motivates me is my family, football, community, and that's the youngsters in my community that keeps me motivated.
Yes, yes. Because a lot of youngsters in the community, they see someone like you, that makes them also motivated. So it's good that you're motivated by them. You see. So one of the last questions I want to ask is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Sure, in 5 years, that's a great question. In 5 years' time, I see myself to be in an academy. Hopefully Cape Town Spurs can give me that opportunity to be one of the coaches. That's actually the aim, is to hopefully maybe be with the MDC or the ABC or even under 18, you know, to be with that, because I think for all my coaching careers, I've been focused on under 8, 10, 12, 14. I never coached, you know, like we would say, under 18s, you are now the seniors of the juniors. So I never coached seniors yet. And that's where I see myself, hopefully coaching under 18 team, or being involved with the ABC or the MDC, being a coach there, assistant, or even the head coach. You know, I think that is the main focus now, to get the licenses and going in that direction.
You don't have license yet?
I have a D.
Okay.
So hopefully, I believe there's a C coming up, and hopefully I can do the C and then maybe get my.
So for the final question, I just want this for the kids watching this. What can you tell them as a motivation for them to keep going, even if they have setbacks like injuries and whatever in their career? Is that a message for them at the last?
Yeah. Okay. So it's you know, it's a simple thing, man, and it's easy for us to say and speak about it, but it's what the individual want to do. You see yourself as a professional. You take for example, Ronaldo. Look how hard that guy's work. He's almost 40 years old. Why is he still in the top level? Like, I've learned something by Duncan. He said, hard work beats talent.
Talent doesn't
where
work hard.
Talent doesn't work hard. So that's perfect, Ronaldo.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing. Don't rely on your talent. Work hard and keep yourself. Look after your body. Watch what you're eating. That all plays to if you want to become a professional player. And there's one thing that stood out for me also, and I want to share this. Hopefully anyone can see it. Attitude. It's the main thing in our community and in our players. And luckily and funny enough, attitude is the only word in the alphabet scientifically proved that adds up to 100%. So if you want to go see it, go down in a book or piece of paper, write the alphabet, and you write under each letter 1 till 26 or 24 is there. And you take each letter out with a number and you calculate attitudes and you can see. Then you take any other word you think that you can become, but won't add up to 100%. Only attitude.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all.
But it was genuinely, okay, that's the end of the show. It was genuinely very good having you on, yeah. For the first episode also, we appreciate you coming on, yeah.
We appreciate it a lot though.
Yeah, and guys, I just hope that for the youngsters watching this, for the people watching this, I hope that you learned something today in what Reedaah said, and that you take in what he said, and maybe in the next coming years we can see football in Cape Town also growing. I think that's the most important thing that we want to have. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. I don't want you to stop now. Just like, comment, subscribe. Is there anything, final promos? You can give your promos on it if you want.
You can like say anything you want now. That's
This is for you.
I'll let you do the outro for us
Yeah, anything.
Anything you like.
Yeah, you can, if you want to promote your businesses, whatever you want.
Okay guys, like also at Vanguard 5s, you all know we do have soccer schools there.
Yeah.
And the guy that works there, Mark Faru, he does actually very well. And it's also working with me closely. So I also have a look at these players. So I'll also, if you want to come down, they're training on a Monday and a Thursday, 6 o'clock, come down. Come. Even I also scout players when they can play 5s.
Yeah.
So even for business wise, while I'm there, I'm looking at players. So I think the scouting is helping me also with the business that we have there, because a lot, coaches will tell me, I can't look at the 5s players, but I always look in detail. Can he touch the ball? So guys, come down, come have a run out if you can, come to the soccer schools, we never know, I can maybe see something.
I'm a retired footballer,
Okay.
I don't know winner.
I think we'll put your number there. It's fine.
Yeah, you can
It's
put
fine.
my
Yes
details
guys,
there.
I've been Ep1 Flavor.
I've been Answer.
Thank you very much. Doggy dog. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.